What is going on?
Taking a break from mowing. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. I should probably start on the mowing. I mowed on Thursday and it's already back.
Yeah. See, mine gets fertilized by my dogs in the back, so the front's never hard. It's the back that gets super thick and ridiculous. And then when we're gone all weekend, I don't have the time to do it. So then I tried to knock it all out this afternoon, and here we sit. We got the front done, but the back is still a process.
You're going to get it. You're going to get there. It's been a busy week. I was busy this morning. Game Changer was a hopping.
That's
a lot
good.
of sports this weekend. So got a lot to go over. But first, we better thank our sponsors.
Yeah.
You got to keep them happy.
Wasn't prepared. I didn't know we were going.
I like to throw curveballs from time to time.
It's all right.
I want to thank Wabash Valley Plumbing. That way, when people see it, they have to watch it before we start anything.
That's
Peak Performance
smart
Gym. RJ's Formal Wear. It is prom season. Shout out to RJ's for all the cool suits. Stitch Brands. I'm kind of like all.
Give shout outs to the children that are all getting off the bus, walking home. We are recording this early today. So if you are commenting and you are not receiving any reaction, that is because we are not live. It is senior night out at Northview for the track.
Yep. And I have a senior thrower, so I have to be out there at 5:00. So we had to come a little early so I don't get divorced.
We are recording and we are sort of live. It's pretend live.
We're live-ish. Well, we just came from a world of pretend all weekend, so we're
we lived in Bizarro World for a weekend. So
I'm glad.
What do they say? Don't meet your heroes, kids.
Well, you can meet some of them. You just might have to pay $50.
Some of them are butt heads, and you can't teach that.
You can't teach that. He's a little soft. He's not even my hero. I just think he's a jerk. Anyway,
no, we just learned a lot about the world of
Yeah, well, here's something I'll never. Every time I meet a kid, he or she always has the time of day with me. Happened yesterday at Walmart. I had a kid yell my name. Went over there, talked to him, showed him some pictures of meeting wrestlers and cool stuff like that. So, no matter what, I'll always talk to you.
Hold on, that kid didn't pay you $50 for that picture and that interaction, and you still gave them a few minutes of your time to talk to them. That's so crazy.
Now, if he would have paid me $50, I would have gladly taken it. But I didn't make him pay me. So I was just like, I'll talk to you because I'm a human being. That
you could have let him know that it was a picture for $50, an autograph for $30, and then if they couldn't do math, they could get both for $80.
We'll cut you a deal. We'll do it. We'll give you a combo price and save some brain power, not money, but brain power. We'll do it both for $80.
Yeah, we're not giving you a deal, but we'll save you some thought.
Exactly. I'm going to go out there and say this. No autograph in the world is worth more than $20. I don't care who you are or what you are. No more than $20.
Especially when why you're there is because it's not being paid anywhere else.
Well,
in most cases.
I'm gonna take it back a little bit because where we came from in the wrestling world, a lot of people go there to get autographs to resell. So you know what?
That is
$50 for an autograph, not bad. Picture though, come on.
So the pro photo ops totally understand the cell phone picture with whatever, that's wild.
You're gonna pay me to use your own cell phone picture.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But it's not about those pompous people.
It's about the kids here.
About the children.
That's right. And we're gonna start off. We have some varsity softball. Northview took on Owen Valley. The Patriots win 7-1. For the batting side, Mackie Pell had a hit. Maggie Krause did get 11 strikeouts on the mound, though. Yeah.
Great work.
Then Knights took on Cloverdale. The Knights did win 4-2. Finley Frazier had 3 hits and a ribby. Mackie Pell with 3 hits and a triple. And then Chloe Bailey had 8 strikeouts and Maggie Krause with 5.
Nice.
Then we go to south of the river. Eels took on White River Valley. The Eels win 12-5. Bree Rexroad, 5 hits and 4 ribbies. Faith Mitchell, 3 hits, a ribby, and 2 doubles. Abigail Shear had a hit, a ribby, and a double. And Cameron Rhodes, 2 hits and a ribby.
Great job.
And on the mound, Lizzie Cinders with 4 strikeouts. And Charlie Walters with 2 strikeouts.
And I'm on the other side, so I will just be standing here like a rap ad-lib hype man going, yeah,
you're my hype man. You're my
saying what and okay.
What? Anyway, the Eels took on Riverton Park, and the Panthers edge out a victory 6-4. Carly Smith had 2 hits and a double. Caroline Rexroad 2 hits and a ribby. And Ellie Stolting had 2 hits. And
Great job.
Found Lizzie Cinders with 6 strikeouts. Now we move to the overhand throw baseball. Eels take on Park Heritage. The Wolves win 6-4. Zane Keller 2 hits and a double. Logan Stolting with 2 hits. Caden Cooper had a hit, a ribby, and a double. On the mound, Logan Stolting with 4 strikeouts. Bryce Wyram with 3, and Mason Camp with 2.
Great job.
Then we have a diner matchup. Eels take on the Miners. Clay City versus Linton. We have a little power struggle. Clay City Eels win 4-0. Some Clay City stats: Zane Keller and Luke Laswell 2 hits and a ribby. Trey Dayhoff a hit, a ribby, and a double. I've got a lot of like friction or whatever. What is that feeling you get? Like you touch the table, static? Is it static? Yeah.
Maybe you got like special powers coming in. Maybe you are adapting and you're like is it Magneto? Is that the one that nope, that's Magnet. I think he had the pull. Maybe that's the same thing. You feel that same like static.
I don't know. I'd rather be Juggernaut, but that's just me.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Logan, and then for Linton, Russell Goodman 2 hits and a double, and Gage Sullivan with 7 strikeouts.
Nice.
We have another diner matchup. It actually happened last Monday. The Exit 23 rivalry. Linton took on Northview. Northview wins 7-1 on the batting side for the Miners.
I thought we were going to the Exit 210 Saloon.
No, you can't. You can't pay me enough to go there now. Because you'll undercut me as soon as I get there. For Linton Stockton, Jake Rose, 3 hits, an RBI, and a double. And then pitching for Linton, Russell Goodman had 9 strikeouts.
I about spit out my water.
Well, you know what? I try to make everybody laugh. I made Shelton Benjamin laugh the other day on the elevator. He goes, "How you doing, boss?" I said, "Man, I'm really sweaty." I'm like, "Well, you asked me how I'm doing. I'm really sweaty. I don't care who you are. I'm going to sweat. I'm going to stink. I don't care if you make $1 million or 10. I'm going to sweat and stink."
Yep, that's how I'm doing. But I think that's why it's always different for us, because it is that raw, honest, whatever, all the time. I do not care at all. I almost said a bad word. I forgot we were on a youth show.
For the swearing, you got to go to a different show. Basically, any other one.
That would have been our first edit ever on the youth show.
That's why. Luckily, it was recorded, not live.
Yeah, I can let things fly this time.
That happens. But for Northview, Brody Lewis having a heck of a game. 4 hits, an RBI, a double, and a home run.
That's a solid outing.
And he's a freshman. He's a freshman.
Yeah. Very impressive work.
Exactly. That's actually Quinn's twin brother. She didn't
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so just extremely athletic boys.
Yes. Jackson Pierce, 2 hits, an RBI, and a double. Derek Morrison, 2 hits and 2 RBIs. Trey Eldridge, 11 strikeouts on the mound.
Very good work.
We are back in Northview country. Knights took on Owen Valley. The Patriots win 10-6. Jackson Pierce had 2 hits, 3 ribbies, and 2 doubles. Quinn Lewis with 2 hits. Derek Morrison had a hit, an RBI, and a double. Zach Buell had a hit, an RBI, and a homer. And then Jackson Pierce with 6 strikeouts, Morrison with 4, and Nolan Garrison with 2.
Nice. Great work.
Exactly. And then the Knights took on the Cloverdale Clovers, and the Knights win 6-3. Quinn Lewis, 2 hits. Dom Barnhart, 2 hits, 2 ribbies, and a triple. Derek Morrison, 2 hits, an RBI, and a double. Isaac Rissler and Zach Buell each had a hit, a ribby, and a double. And Braden Krieger, 12 strikeouts.
Nice. Very nice.
Exactly. Then
flamethrower.
We jump to some Northview track and field.
Ooh, that's what we should do instead of the Beast of the Week, since we didn't get any of that one. We need, since it's baseball season, we need flamethrower of the week. Whoever leads in strikeouts.
Maybe they're a power performer. They're on the power performer side, pal.
Okay, that works too. I'm just trying to add things to the show.
I break it down by batting and pitching now.
All right, never mind. I won't take your thunder then. My bad.
You can just let me know.
Just take that one off of it.
Northview took on Greencastle and West Vigo. The Northview boys and girls won that meet. High jump, Gibson Schimmel took first, Avery Perry second, Carson Buck first, and Gracie Pritchard third. Pole vault, Elijah McKillop was second, and Jenna Ferris second. Long jump, Zane Scales took second, and Brenda Stalkup first. And now we got the throwers. Slade Felt. He took first on the discus. Austin Brewer, another freshman, took first on the shot put. The 4x800, Northview's A team for boys and girls both got first place. The teams consisted of Noah Minette, Seth Hendricks, Connor Props, and Alden Shepard. And then Cora Frederick, Morgan McCullough, Josie Lynch, and Leah Neville.
Nice.
On the 100 and 110 hurdles. I don't know why the boys got to run an extra 10 meters, but that's just me. Mason Sutherland and Carson Buck took first. The 100-meter dash. Once again, we're going to say his name. He's going to get first in probably almost every race. Colton Bath,
Nice.
first
That
place.
makes
Hallie Fitz, first place. In the 1 mile, Aaron Price, first place. And then Cambry Schultz, first place.
Great job.
Then we have the 4x1. Both Northview teams took first place. The record-setting boys team, Bobby Stick, Colton Bath, Jace Deakins, and Tanner Hayes. And then on the girls was Brett Stalkup, Raquel Terrell, Hallie Vitz, and Mackenzie Heaton. Then for 400-meter, Jackson Stakeman took first. 300-meter hurdles, Mason Nigel Sutherland, first place. 800-meter, Connor Props took second. And on the 200, Colton Bath, first place. Once again,
Great job.
Hallie Vitz, first place. Then we have the 2 mile. That's 2 miles. You have to run 2 miles.
That's
I've ran
2
2
miles longer than I want to run.
Devin Jones took second. Jonah Jabor third. And Josie Lynch took first. And then the 4x4. Northview C team took second, which
Nice.
consisted of Colton Bath, Avery Perry, Jamarius McLawyer, and Porter Jones.
Great job.
And then I finally got to go to the Clay County Softball League and watch my daughters play. So I
That's
have
good. That's where
two
you
stats.
should be.
Well, it's either been rained out or I was doing something else. So that's where we were.
Fair.
Carbon Heating and Cooling took on the blue team. I never even got close enough to see who the other sponsor was, but it was a 4-4 tie. We had to tie because of darkness. It played on a Wednesday night, so
Okay.
It was the second game too. So we were battling not the weather, but the sun.
Mother Nature is always a problem.
Yeah, some stats for Carbon's team. Anna Moore got a hit. Avery Weichel a hit, a ribby, and a triple. Vivian Moore 2 hits and an RBI. Maddie Whistler with a hit and a ribby, and Kyla McCoy had a hit and a ribby.
Great
Chloe
job.
Hoskins had 3 strikeouts on the mound.
Nice. Good work.
Exactly. It's fun out there. I like watching rec league softball and baseball. They're fun.
Well, it's
They
all
are.
good. Just gives the
It's it.
kids somewhere to play.
Exactly. Now we move to North Clay Middle School softball. There's a lot of ball going on this weekend.
There is. Well, yeah, we're full fledged. It's 80 degrees. I'm sitting outside in a tank top right now, so it is gorgeous.
It is. NCMS took on Otter Creek. Otter Creek wins 16-4. Some stats for the Knights. Mallory Russell had a hit and 2 ribbies. Leela Hendricks had a hit and a double. Haley Rohr with a hit and a ribby. On the mound, Adeline Pattengale had 5 strikeouts and Mallory Russell with 2.
Nice. Great job.
Then I actually got added on the JV team now, so we got some JV.
Sweet.
The JV took on West Vigo. The Knights win 16-4. Leah Modisett had 3 hits and 2 RBIs. Sophia Beeler with 3 hits and a ribby. And Adeline Bedwell had a hit, an RBI, and a double. And Adeline Pattengale had 2 strikeouts.
Great job.
And now we move to the travel side of things.
Let's do it.
Oh, I went too far.
You
Okay.
moved too far past the trail. You traveled too far.
Well, the thing is, like on Excel, I could hit the arrow and it goes one by one. On Google Sheets, it goes all the way to the next window, pal. So
Yeah.
I got to just.
At least you don't have to zoom in for my old eyes today.
That's true. I have
I
not
just get
zoomed
to
in at
sit
all.
here
I'm at
Yay.
10 font. Whatever.
Oh, man.
Yeah. The Warriors.
I'd be looking at it like this the whole time like an old man. Could see.
The Warriors took on the Gators. The Warriors get a shutout victory, 12-0.
Nice.
Lily
Good job,
Lumsden,
girl.
you might know that one.
I do know that one.
3 hits, 2 RBIs, and a double.
Dang,
Delaney
good job,
Wilson,
Will.
Delaney Wilson, 3 hits, 5 RBIs, and 2 homers.
Dang.
Alice Rooston had 3 hits and a ribby. And then
Good
the
job.
Warriors take on Outcast, and the Warriors edge out the Outcast 24-21. Addie Peters had 4 hits and 2 ribbies. Hadley Pearson, 4 hits and 2 ribbies as well.
Great
Lily
job.
Lumsden, 4 hits, 5 RBIs, and a double.
Will's on fire.
She is. Delaney Wilson, 4 hits, 3 ribbies, and a triple. And Luna Siddons, 3 hits, a ribby, and a triple.
Great job, girls.
Then the Warriors take on the Outcast again, and the Warriors win 21-20. Nora Thiemann, 4 hits, a ribby, and a double. Addie Peters, 4 hits, 3 ribbies, and a triple. Lily Lumpson, 4 hits, 5 RBIs, and a double.
Dang.
Emery Field, 3 hits, 3 ribbies, and a double. Then
very good.
The Warriors end up playing the Brownsburg Showcase. Brownsburg wins 14-2. Lily Lumpson with a hit and a ribby, and Delaney Wilson with a hit and a ribby.
Nice.
Then the Warriors take on the Outcasts for the 3rd time. You know, it's hard to beat a team 3 times.
It is. They learn the tips and tricks to get one over on you finally.
Well, exactly. And the Outcasts do win this matchup 20-13. Hadley Pearson with 3 hits, a double. Lily Lumpson with 3 hits, a ribby, and a double.
Man.
Alice Rusin with 2 hits and a double, and Delaney Wilson 3 hits, 2 ribbies, and a triple.
Sounds like a very impressive weekend for the Warriors. A lot of hits.
Your niece was very consistent with the double.
Absolutely. Great job, Lily. Way to kick butt.
Good job. Now we have the Silver Knights 7U team. The Knights took on Plainfield. Plainfield wins 30-15. Let's see. Nolan LeMay, 3 hits, a ribby, and a triple. Krieg Moore had a big day, though. 2 hits, 4 RBIs, a double, and a triple.
Nice.
Eli Snyder had a double and a triple. Branson Sanders with a triple. Brody Weichel with a double. Wesley Cuffle had a homer. Jackson Fader with a double. Then we have
great work, kiddos.
Exactly. They may have lost, but that's pretty impressive right there.
Yeah.
The Knights take on Indiana Primetime. Primetime wins 18-10. Once again, Nolan LeMay, double, triple. Branson Sanders had a double. Wesley Cuffle with a double. That's still pretty good.
Very good work. Absolutely.
And then they face the Primetime again. Primetime does win 6-0. Branson Sanders added a hit and a double.
A way to work, kids.
Now we have 8U. 8U. Knights take on Linton Stars. The Knights win 15-2. Hudson Walker with a triple. Griffin Medeiros had 2 doubles. River Compton had a double. Caleb Gaines with a double. Rogue Nodley with a double. The Knights have a tough matchup against the Mad Dogs. The Knights win 1-0. River Compton with a hit and a double, and Houston Dyer added a hit and a ribby.
Good work.
Then the Knights take on Lagodi. The Lions do win 13-8. Hudson Walker with a double. Griffin Medeiros with a triple. River Compton with a double. Drew Shoemaker with 2 doubles, and Claire Harrison added a double as well.
Good job.
Now we jump to the 11U. We have the Chaos taking on the Canes. Chaos wins 7-4. Liam Fabre with 2 hits and 2 ribbies. Gannon Sturley added a hit and a ribby. Parker Hazlett and Reed Robinson had 2 strikeouts. Then Chaos take on Strive, another diner matchup.
Yep.
Strive wins 6-4. Gannon Sturley with a double. Cruz Shepard with a double. Ethan Beasley had 2 strikeouts. And Strive added a couple ribbies. Mac Miller had 2 strikeouts.
Great job. Chaos
take on Center Grove. That's a tough matchup right there. Just the name alone, Center Grove. Center Grove wins 12-2. Cruz Shepard, a hit, a ribby, and a double. Parker Hazlett and Reed Robinson with 2 strikeouts apiece. Strive takes on Mad Dogs, and Strive wins 10-0. Brock Phillip has a triple. Ethan Okovich with a double. Cooper Shepard had 3 strikeouts. Nolan Ritchie with 2. Then Strive takes on Center Grove. We'll see what Strive can do against Center Grove. Center Grove wins 11-5. But we get Cooper Shepard with a triple. Nolan Ritchie with a double, and Cole Dillard with a double.
Nice.
Dillard and Cooper Shepard with 2 strikeouts apiece. Then
was Brock Phillips on Strive or Chaos?
Strive.
Okay, well, that is going to be wrong on the Power Performers because it was on each side of the thing, and I guessed Chaos and clearly guessed wrong.
Yeah, because I started to put in, I was like, well, we're getting some travel teams that are in the same age group, so it's like, yeah. But Chaos helps
we might be able to fix it.
We got this.
You just keep doing your thing. I got this.
Okay. The Knights. Now we have 9U. This is the 9U Knights. They took on the P25 Futures. Futures win 15-3. We have Max Harden, a hit, 2 ribbies, and a double. And Kyler Keith with 2 strikeouts. Knights took on the Linton Stars. The Stars win 16-4. Dawson Mason with a triple. Drake Pettiford had two ribeyes. He had
Two ribeyes.
steaks.
Hey, that's a great way to finish off a baseball game if you can end up with two ribeyes.
Yeah, you do that too many times, you end up like me.
That's fair. Then you can't run the bases anymore if you have too many ribeyes.
I can still run the bases. Not very fast, but I can still run.
I can't. I pulled a quad.
I'm sorry, you can't run the bases.
Nope. Learn that. Cannot run
I
like
at least
I used
ran
to.
around them. It was slow, but I ran.
I said I couldn't run like I used to, like I've ever been able to run. I've always been slow. It's never been I believe, unhook the plow is what I've heard my entire life.
Drop the plow. Let's go.
Yep. Nope. The plow has been hitched on. That thing's been welded shut, and it isn't going anywhere.
That happens to the best of us. All right. Then we have Knights taking on Riley United. Riley wins big time, 22-3. Brett Blair had a hit. Dawson Mason with a hit and a ribby. And then Dawson Mason 3 strikeouts.
Great job.
Now we have this is the Junior Knights in the 10U division.
All right.
Knights and Riley United. 6-5 Knights. Lucas Harrison with a triple. Easton Herbert and River Trussell with 3 strikeouts. Knights and Shakamak. Knights win 12-4. Dalton DeWig has a double. Wyatt Hayes and Lucas Harrison 2 strikeouts apiece. And then the Knights take on the Linton Stars. Stars win 18-12. A.J. Johnson with a double. Easton Herbert with a double. Lucas Harrison had 4 strikeouts and Easton Herbert with 2.
Nice.
And then we just had a late edition right before we went on. NHS tennis.
Oh.
Knights versus Indian Creek. The Braves win 5-0. Then we take on Greencastle. Tiger Cubs win 5-0. Then the Knights face South Vermilion. Wildcats win 1-4. Macy Brimberry with the win. And the coach did send me some notes. Give me 1 second. She's incredibly proud of the team, the way they play with their heart, their mental toughness and integrity on the court, their positive attitude and resilience truly define success beyond the final.
That's awesome. Who coaches that?
Heather Ogborn.
Well, thank you for sending that. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. And now it's time. It's time. It's power performer time. And this week's power performers are Maggie Krause from Northview, Bree Rexroad from Clay City, Brody Lewis from Northview, Braden Krieger from Northview, Allie Vitz from Northview. I thought I was getting a drum roll right there. I think it was a car.
I'm outside, so there's been cars and all sorts of stuff.
Aaron Price from Northview, the boys 4x1, a historic team.
They started kicking into overdrive here for some reason.
I don't know. Brent Stalkup from Northview, Austin Brewer from Northview.
I don't know what happened.
Brock Phillips from Strive. Drake Pettiford for the Knights 9U. Lucas Harrison for the Junior Knights. Leah Modisett from North Clay JV. Adeline Pattengale from North Clay Varsity. Delaney Wilson from the Warriors. Krieg Moore, never mind. Avery Weichel, CCSL. Griffin Medeiros for the Knights 8U.
I'll explain why they're out of order momentarily.
All good. Krieg Moore and Silver Knights.
So Silver Knights would not fit in the thing, so I had to shorten make the font smaller, and I wanted the rest of them to be the same, so I just went.
It was because I have got my list pulled up, and I was like, oh, they're on par. Cool. I was like, Krieg.
Good memento.
All righty. That's good job to all of the competitors, all the athletes that got power performers.
Apologies, I had to guide my my wife and child.
Oh, I thought you just cut out. So.
Nope.
But that does it for this week's Chow Down. You take care. We're out of here. Bye-bye.
Bye.